Flosstube. It's weekly update time on this fabulous Friday. I am Annie, Joy-Filled Stitcher. I am Joy-Filled Stitcher here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. And this is my channel about cross stitch and all fun, awesome things related to it. So yeah, we are on Flosstube number 31. We are now well within the 30s. And today is Friday, December the 13th. Woo! Okay, not really. I don't have that superstition of Friday the 13th. I know some people do. I don't. My birthday is on the 13th of a month, so I can't really say that, like, I feel superstitious about it. Nothing bad's ever happened. There we go. Now, I will say as a teacher, I have several superstitions. One, full moons makes kids and teachers bonkers. And the fact that it was a full moon Friday the 13th and the week before Christmas, ipso facto, bonkers kids, bonkers teachers, bonkers, bonkers, bonkers. But I think a lot of that has to do with we have 1 week until Christmas break. I think it has very little to do with the fact that it's Friday the 13th. I also think it has very little to do with the fact that it's a full moon. Although I do hear that we're like, okay, I've gone off on a tangent. So I have something to show. I'm drinking out of a new mug. It says Joy. I'm so excited. Let me see if I can clip that inside screen grab. I paused. Maybe it'll grab that. We'll see. So I forgot I had this. I have 2 random cabinets in my house that hold like various and sundry Ray Dunn goodies. And I was like, you know what? I think I have a mug from like 2 years ago, maybe, when my obsession started, my mild obsession started, that says Joy. I was like, I need to go look for that. And I was like, maybe I'm dreaming it. Maybe I'm just wishful thinking. Nope, I do. And in it today, I have hot tea. It is tea that I got with one of my So Much to Love bags. I think it was the one that came with the fall bag. And it's salted caramel mate. M-A-T-E, mate. I'm not real like up on my tea lingo. And then I add in unsweetened vanilla almond milk. I've had kind of a yucky tummy this week. So I really wanted something warm. It's not that cold outside. I just wanted something warm. And coffee's maybe not the best thing to drink. 1, because it's a little rough on your stomach. And 2, it's a little late in the day. So I don't know how much caffeine that has. Yet to be seen. I'm pretty dang tired. So let's do a little bit of the update. Yes, I had a stomach virus earlier in the week. Made me feel kind of rotten. I'm still not 100%. But I've been at work since Wednesday. I was out Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday, woke up at 6:30 in the morning to a massive explosionary type sound in my backyard. Boom! And then boom, as all the power drained out of our house. We have a utility pole in our backyard, and at the very back property, like fence line of our house, our transformer blew. So we were without power for roughly the first half of that day, from about 6:30 in the morning till about 12 in the afternoon. I was homesick. My husband's been on nights this week, and so he was around, and he, of course, got home, literally got himself situated for bed, and then explosion, blah, 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 blah. So power got restored. The problem is our internet never came back up. And I was like, oh. Well, we don't go by we don't have satellite anymore. All the TV and stuff that we do, I'm looking over at my TV because like I'm referencing it, is all streaming services. And like my iPad's a Wi-Fi only. Both my iPads are Wi-Fi only. I had a start I wanted to do that day, but my pattern was not uploaded into my program yet, and I couldn't get it to pull off Google Drive. So I think I finally like used my phone as a hotspot. Well, anyway, called Charter, which is who our internet is through, and they were like, well, we show that you have an indefinite, what did they say? An indefinite power outage. What does that mean? So like, we'll send a technician out tomorrow. And he was like, okay, fine, whatever. We had already decided that day, though, that we were going to switch over to AT&T because we'd heard it was fiber optic. It was a new fiber optic line in our neighborhood. So we ended up with Charter for one more day. And then yesterday, AT&T. So I am, fingers crossed, hopeful, because our upload speeds have like more than, like, are 10 times more, if not more than they were before, that this video will not take 7, 8, 10 hours to upload. I even did a smaller file size last time. No luck. So what else has been going on? So we've got the new internet, except for the stomach virus and the power going out. We had our faculty Christmas party last night, which was super fun. I kind of had a, like, start all the things bug this week, and so you're going to see a lot of new starts, and I have some more planned for next week. I think I'm, like, in this starting mode, and then I kind of start everything like I did in October, and then November I really focused on finishing, and I think I kind of bounce back and forth because that's just how my brain works, and there's so many things that I wanted to start this month, and so I am. And then I have, like I said, about 6 months next year where I will work on focusing on finishing things. So I love watching different floss tubes, different cross stitchers, and how they share, like, I know Michelle Garrett does Best New Thing in the World today. A lot of people have talk about, like, what they're loving. I know Kitten Stitchers all what I'm into right now. This is just something I want to share because it's putting me in such a awesome mindset right now. I have seen so many people being so exceptionally generous this time of year. Specifically, I've noticed that Trish of Threads Entwined is doing like 24 days of giveaways, and so she posts a little post on her Instagram. You go and you say, this is something I'd like, or surprise me, or give a gift to my friend so and so, and she's giving away a goodie once a day for 24 days. Like, that's incredible. She's so generous. So generous. And then the other one that I've enjoyed kind of watching what she's come up with is Nancy Turner over at Victoria Motto Sampler Shop. On her blog, which is her main website, she's doing the 12 days of giving. And so she, from December 1st through the 12th, has put a post up with something you can win, and you enter by making a comment and saying, I'd love to have that, amazing, whatever you want to say. So the reason why I'm telling you this is that she is closing them all and doing her, I think she's closing them all and doing her drawings on the 15th. Today's the 13th. So I'm going to link her page below and go over and enter, because more people need to know about her amazing flosses. Again, 20 yards in each skein, as well as her, last month was my first month to get her fabrics. Her linen is beautiful. I love it. And so I want more people to enjoy that. Enjoy that. So I am doing my giveaway drawings. So I'm going to pause so I can get myself set up for that. And because this was my 500, 2 weeks ago, I hit 500 subscribers. And I posted about 3 different drawings I was going to be doing. One for a $15 123 Stitch gift card, one for a $15 Etsy gift card, and one for a digital copy of my Squirrel Welcome, I think I changed it to Squirrel Welcome pattern before it gets released, and the fancy flosses to complete it. So let me grab my spreadsheet and let me grab my phone so I can random number generate, and let's choose some winners. So hang tight. Alrighty, I'm back and my camera's all funky. I feel a little frazzled today. I feel like my intro was not great. Sometimes you're just off your game. Life is about being off the game. Okay, so let's talk about those giveaways. So I went real quick and grabbed the spreadsheet. Look at my lovely printer printing this beautiful black line down the page. So it's 2 pages. Whoa, look at all you folks who want some cool goodies. So we're going to start with the 123 Stitch $15 gift card. And the way this is going to work is if you are selected, I will go back to the original post and comment on your comment with my email address. I would like for you to send me your email address. Send me an email for the 2 electronic gift cards, which would be the 123 Stitch and the Etsy. All I need is your email. And I think your full name. That's it. Because some people, their handles are not their names. Now for Squirrel Please, I will need your full mailing address so I can send you those flosses. I am not going to send you a printed copy of the chart because, as you can see here, my printer is not on my friends list currently. And so, yeah. So, let's start with 123 Stitch. So there were 50 people who had said Stitch Please. So I have my Google generator. So we're going to put it for 1 through 50. 4 was already up there. Let me see if I can get it without glare. 1 through 50. Let's generate. Number 9. Is that number 9? I'm looking at it backwards. Number 9 is Christina Farrington. So congratulations, Christina. You're going to be getting a 123 Stitch electronic gift card in the amount of $15. All right, so now let's look at Etsy Please. There were 52 people who said they would like Etsy Please. So again, numbers 1. And if Christina happens to be drawn again for Etsy, I will redo it. So we've got numbers 1 through 52. Generate. 24. So let's see, 24. I'm so excited because she's kind of local to me. Blue Bonnets and Whiskey. Kristen. I think that's right. Is your name Kristen? Did I just make that up? I don't know. I'm sorry. I do think I'm going to get to meet you at Retreat in April. Possibly. I think you said you might be going to Stitching, Texas. So you are getting the $15 Etsy gift card. Whoop, whoop. I can't wait to see what you buy. Same goes for Christina. I can't wait to see what you get. You'll have to share it with me. All right, so now for Squirrel Welcome, which you said Squirrel Please. And I had some of the sweetest comments. Like, I think one person said, I don't really like squirrels, but I like you. Can I hang around? I'm like, it is not a requirement, like, to be watching my videos that you like squirrels. I'm kind of terrified of birds in real life. I love them in stitching and I love them on fabric and things like that, but I can't stand them in real life. And I know there are people that are like squirrels. No, thank you. No, thank you. My husband's upstairs coughing. This time of year, I swear, he coughs from the minute football, like, starts until baseball starts again. Like, this is trickery, I think. All right. Sorry. Squirrel Please. There were 50 people who said they wanted to stitch those precious squirrels. I mean, I'm a little biased. I like them a lot. And get the beautiful fancy flosses. Again, 1 through 50. 34. So let me find 34 on here. 34, if I look across my sheet, is Sarah K. Stitches. Congratulations, Sarah. So, again, to Christina, let me mark these so I don't have to go back and rewatch my own video to see. So, for Christina, where is she? She was number 9. Christina, Blue Bonnets and Whiskey. Love me some Blue Bonnets. And our friend Sarah K. Stitches. I will be commenting back. So congratulations, guys. Congratulations, guys. So what's funny is today I happen to be looking, and if you follow me on Instagram or watch my stories, I occasionally will post things on my story. It's not very common. I just now am understanding stories. Let's be perfectly honest. I realized I was at $5.99, and I was like, who's gonna be 600? Well, then all of a sudden, I got to 601. And I saw who I think was 601. But here's the thing. My subscriber list is deceiving because some people choose to not have their subscriptions known. And if that's the case, then they will not show up on my list. So I do not know who 600 was. So if you were 600, reach out to me because I have something for you. I know who 601 was. I do not know who 600 was. So if you were my 600th subscriber, I have something for you. It's on your honor. And I know if you've been around for a while. I'm just kidding. So yeah, I am excited to share each and every one of these fun Flosstube Fridays with you. I'm happy that some of you have chosen to stick around from moment one. If you are new here, just since my last video, welcome. There are weeks that it is like Hot Mess Express, and there are some weeks where everything's click, click, click going well. I tend to like to film videos like that are movie length or older movie length, because I'm gonna tell you, movies now are like 2 hours long, and I'm not hitting that yet. So yeah, let's talk about finishes. I do not have any FFOs, so let's talk about finishes. So I did a modified finish on this project because I'm ready to have it off my list. And the more I got to really looking at it, when I did my whip down in November, I was like, I don't love the whole project. So I did a modified finish on this. So it is, and I think that's totally fine. Like, you do you. I'll do me, you do you, and everybody will love their stitching. So sometimes I will tweak a chart. Sometimes I will move things around. I'll put my own initials on something, which, by the way, if you've noticed in the last 2 videos, HL's moth has been missing. That's because 3 nights in a row, I knocked it off the wall, and the first night, the frame survived. The second night, the frame survived after I finagled it back together. The third night, the frame was destroyed. Like, it busted apart at the corner. So I need to get another one of those frames, and I need to like super glue it to the wall, or just be less aggressive with pushing my chair back up against the wall, because my bed is right here, and if I don't push it all the way up, I will run into it in the night. That or hang it up a little bit higher, but I like it being right there. So I've got an empty nail with sadness. HL's moth should be right there. Anywho. So I did work on this for one of my stitching tasks. I have not finished my magical stitches homework. I have finished my enchanting stitching challenges, and magical stitches kind of confused me with their directions this week. It was my own personal, like, dealing with stomach virus, I think, had my brain all bonkers. Bonkers is my word of the week. Do you remember on Pee-wee, anybody watch Pee-wee's Playhouse back in the day in the 80s before he was creepy? And it would be like, and the word of the day is bonkers. And whenever they'd say bonkers, they go, whoa, 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 giant underpants. Okay, anyway. This is by Tempting Tangles. This is Quakers in France. This is an amazing pattern. I think it's insanely beautifully designed, but I was feeling overwhelmed. I have other things I want to stitch. I've got enough bop projects. So I know that Link is my homeboy, calls them BAP. But I was calling them a BAP, and my daughter said, well, what's BAP stand for? Because it stands for something, Mommy. What does BAP stand for? And I chose to not share. She's 7. Again, you do you. I don't subscribe to using profane words around my kid or in my daily living, because I don't want that to seep into my classroom. That's how I've always been. Plus, it's just not like me. It's not how I roll. Occasionally, one will fly, like if I stub my toe, I'm like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And she knows that. Or if a driver's not yielding, and I'm like, yield, dummy pants. However, I have decided that I'm going to call my big projects BOPs. Big old projects. So this was a big old project that I needed off of my list. And it wasn't getting the love. This actually lives in a Cathy pouch. Cathy made 2 sweet pouches and sent them to me for my birthday. And it's little French, ooh la la, Paris, Bonjour Paris. And this was on a piece of 16 count, picture this plus, in Barnwood. And so I was doing a complete color conversion on this as well with Victorian mottos. I ended up stitching some of the Quaker motifs up in the top corner. I put in an A, a fancy A, and I am calling this good. So I'm going to turn this into like a little pillow kind of a thing or something. I don't know that exactly what it will be, but it will be a small finish of some kind, an ornament, a little wall hangy thing. So yeah, pin cushion, although I've got quite a number of those and I don't really have a lot of pins. So it's finished. It could be a really super cute teeny tiny drum. Like the tiniest drum ever. Let's see how that would look. Anybody want to see a teeny tiny drum? Let's see. This may be nonsense. I couldn't even this would definitely have to be finished by hand. That would be like the smallest drum ever. But it'd kind of be cool. I don't know. We'll see. No plans to FFO this. I do have plans. When I get to plans, I'll talk about it. But I have 2 that I have to get FFO'd by Christmas. So those are top of my list. So Cathy's pouch will be finding a new project when I get around to it. And the card will be put on my ring O finishes. All right, so then I had another finish this week. This one I think I used it for a task. I'm not sure. This is part of the Plum Street Samplers Noah's Christmas Arc series. There are 6 chart packs. There's Arc 1 through 6 with Roman numerals. This is chart 1, and this one is crocodiles and giraffes. I am stitching crocodiles, as well as I did the freebie chart, which is on their blog, and I finished that 2 weeks ago, I think. I showed it 2 weeks ago. Anyway, I'm stitching this on a piece of R&R 36 count in Stars Hollow Blend with the called for DMC conversion. So that is finished. I am just doing the charcoal border and not the checkerboard border. And I love how it turned out. I cannot wait. And I think I'm going to do some kind of a finish with I have been dying over all of the pictures on Priscilla and Chelsea's blog of all of their super cute red and white gingham on the angle with their flat finishes. I think I'm going to do something like that. I know I'm doing them as ornaments, but I don't want to do pillow ornaments. I kind of want to do flat ornaments that hang real cutely on the tree. So I have those 2 I have to get done. This lives in a Be Crafty bag. She is on Facebook. I sent her some fabric over to the UK, and she finished them. It is a vinyl front, and it will hold this project until all of them are done. So I'm giving crocodiles, Crocs, Noah's Crocs, and welcome mat, and I will show that again for those of you who maybe have not gone back and watched. This is Noah's welcome mat, and this is Paulette has this on her website. I will link it below. It is a freebie. It uses the same colors as some of the other charts, so it's very similar. I'm going to finish these 2 to gift to my mom, and then each year she will get 2 more. And then it also has, I keep my flosses in a Bitzy bob from That's So Calico. So yeah, 2 finishes this week. I feel good about that. I was needing a finish because we're getting into starts. Is everybody ready for some starts? Start all the things. So, Carla Rolodex. If you do not watch Carla Rolodex Stitches, you must. I will link her below. I've been linking her. She is incredibly funny. She has a potty pirate mouth, and I love it. She's fantastic. She has super fun projects. She is an Ada gang. I'm a stitch on pretty much anything except even weave. I used to be Ada gang all the way, but now, or Ada gangsta. But now I'm an Ada gangsta and a linen loner. I don't even know if that's hashtagged. Whatever. So she had a pile of things she wanted to start, and I said, start all the things, like me. And then I came up with a hashtag SatBass, SATTBASS. Start all the things because Annie said so. So if I enable you, you are welcome to use the hashtag SatBass. Start all the things because Annie said so. And because I need somebody else to start all the things with me so I don't seem completely crazy. Believe bonkers. Okay, so let's talk about what I started this week. And it's kind of like in no particular order. I have like a couple of bags that have like 5 projects in them. Okay, maybe not 5, but a few. All right, so I had talked about how I had been working on my Stitchonomy Winter Sow. All I have is this. because there is no full finished project because it's a daily email thing. It's all snowflakes. And I will real quick, so this is the chart up through, I don't know what day, but so we get a chart and it keeps adding snowflakes. And I had started it because I had been waiting on some color and cotton flosses that I was going to use, and they had not come, and I was like, I want to start it. I kind of was like, this is the sow that's not going to cause me to fall off the wagon and get run over like a speed bump. I was wrong. I am so far behind, but it's okay. And so finally my color and cotton flosses came, and I was like, well, I'm going to restart it. At that point, I only had like 3 days in. It was really okay to restart it. And I was like, okay, well then I'm going to use these flosses, but I'm going to go whole hog on my fabric. So let me see if I have the little tag. I don't think I do. This lives in a pouch that I stitched up, I sewed up, and it has these precious birds. See, okay, I can get on board with these birds because one, they're not flying through the sky at me, and two, they have winter accessories. For instance, this one has a little cute elfie hat. This one has earmuffs. This one has a scarf. So, super, super cute. That came out funny. Super cute. And I'm using my Cathy cross stitch little snippety. Snippety. Some people called it a snippety. I called it a snippety. I think I'm wrong. That's okay. It doesn't really go in any way, shape, or form, but it has a little needle holdy thing. Magnet. That would be a magnet. A needle holdy thing magnet. And then this is the palette I'm working in. Some pretty color and cottons that are very similar to the DMCs. I just looked on the site and went, that looks good. Okay, buy that. I'm doing this on a piece of 18 count Mystic Fabrics. Hold the phone because I'm obsessed with it, but it's different. It's different but awesome. So looky that. This is not doing that fabric at all justice because it's a little more purpley, magenta-y. It's come across real hot pink. It's not real hot pink. So there are my colors so far. This doesn't look good. It looks really good in person, I promise. Well, that's, anyway. So I restarted that. I am working through this. It will come with time. I'm not abandoning it, though. I did fall off the wagon, but I got back on. Isn't that all that matters? Yes, it is. Okay, so next I'm going to pull out. All right, so I am a huge fan of Beth Twist over at Heartstring Samplery, excuse me. And she said, all right, everybody, shop is closing for the holidays on December 6th. I'm removing everything. I was like, and then I went, okay, I don't need any more charts. I have like 8 of hers that are not even started. So I let it go. And then she posted on her Instagram that she was going to start it. She had a chart up for charity that $10 of the purchase price is going to her local food bank. And I needed a project to put in this awesome So Much to Love pouch bag that I got last week. And so I was like, well, this is going in it then. So if you have not seen this, you must go buy it. 1, it's for charity. 2, it's stitching related. 3, it's amazing. My copy is terrible. I have not had a chance to print one on the good color printer and laminate it, but it is called Whip It Good. And as with any of my videos, you must whip it, whip it good. Okay, Devo. So we've got Whip It Good. It has stitching accoutrement. It has scissors. It has cross-stitchy things and motifs, and I love it, and I'm obsessed. And so again, I went and found some fun stuff to stitch it on. All right, so this is a piece of, this is Barbarelle Creations, and I got it in a little 20 count Aida pack. So this is a 20 count Aida. This is what I have so far. I have Whip It. And I am actually going to stitch the letters in one color and all of the motif outside in another color. I am stitching all of the letters in a Victorian Motto Vintage Quaker. This is from one of her floss sets. I believe it is the Primitive Stitcher set. And then the other color I am using is from a, I think last month's floss of the month. So I am doing the words in Vintage Quaker, which is close to $38.49, and then the pink I am using for all of the rest of the motifs will be in Arbor Roses on this really pretty fabric. Somewhere I have the colorway of this written down. I don't know where it is. Let me get a better shot of that. Love it. I can't just do one color. And she does have a hashtag. It's Whip It Good Sal. And I will put that, just go follow it on Insta. If you are an Instagrammy person, I know not everybody is, and that's cool. But if you are, you can follow it there. So Whip It Good Sal. And I love that. And that's a fun one. And that one, I think I'm nearly positive will become the front of a project bag. Because, you know, gotta. All right, so then I also started, I'm trying to think in what order I did this, but I don't know. This one lives in a Diddly Daddle Designs bag. This is one of the in-hand stitchers. This is one that Erin, 2 Martini Stitcher, and I are bag twins. And this holds my, and I printed, no, I didn't go print it out. I sent it to the printer. I didn't go get it. Oh, well. Okay. I'll show you next time. This is the Advent Candle Ornaments. It's heartstring samplery. And so I'm going to actually show you the one I worked on as well as the one I started. So I worked on, it didn't get it finished. I had hoped I would. But I worked a little bit in Hope. This is on a piece of 40 count linen in Mallow. I think it's a Zweigert. So here's where I am on Hope. I literally, I think, put in 30 more stitches. So it looks pretty much the same. So I have one more candle and some more greenery and a couple more of the little holly berries. And then I started Peace. That's all she wrote. Literally, that's all she wrote. So this is on my agenda this weekend, is to put some more into this before I start the third one on Sunday, which is Joy. This is counting as one whip. And I am stitching that in the called for DMC. All right, so then in this project bag, this is a So Much to Love. I think I showed you this last week. This is housing multiple Christmas projects, many of which got started. It also has my 8x8 Garonne Totten bags, plaid grime guard, which fits my 6x8 Q snaps awesomely. I use the 11x11s for my 8x11 Q snaps. I'm so excited. Side note, I got a message this morning that I got into the bag club. Yay! I also got an Oops bag. I'm really excited about that too. I'll probably be showing that next week. All right, so I did go ahead and start this precious ornament. This is from the 2017 issue of Just Cross Stitch, their Christmas ornament issue. And this is by My Big Toe Designs. And this is A Savior Has Been Born. Now, I will say, as charted, I am doing this in the called for Gentle Arts. But what's interesting is it gave me heirloom gold and burlap. And when I pulled them at my LNS, they were literally the same color. So I bought heirloom gold and figured, okay, I'll find something else to use for the burlap. So I'm not 100% sold on what I am using for that color. We will see. It was actually the first thing I stitched and I was like, not sold on it. So I may be swapping that for something else. I am stitching this on a piece of 36 count hand-dyed fabrics by Stephanie in Colonial Parchment. And I have a big piece, but I didn't want to cut it because my sergers busted. So let me show you what I have so far. Oh, and for those of you that may be new, I do include in the drop-down box below all of my information on my works in progress and finishes and things with links and all that jazz. But it usually is not up until tomorrow. So if it's not there, it will be. So I so far have has and born. This is the color that I've put in. And I started it out with 2 strands and it felt thick. Usually I like 2 strands on a 36 count, 2/2. This one I was not sold on it. So then I went ahead and pulled out the few I had done and swapped to 2 strands. I mean 1 strand. And this you could barely, it was not bold enough for me. Like, it wasn't really popping against the fabric, even though it is a pretty purpley color, which, by the way, that one is a color in cotton in Swiss chocolate, which is a purpley brown. Kind of like 3740 DMC. So then I stitched, this is in moss. I stitched this one also in one strand. I was like, So I went back over and just did the top leg with one more strand. So I am going to stitch this in 2 strands. I do like the coverage better. And now I am liking this color, but I'm wondering, what do y'all think? And I know most people don't want to comment on this specifically, but if you have some opinions, share with me and tell me, do you think I should swap out for a little bit of a deeper purple? Or do you think that that looks good and is good? Or should I wait and see as I put in more of the colors? Because what I've got is still to come. This is the palette that I have, which is gorgeous. In fact, when I was, and this is what's called for. When I was, oh my gosh, I'm dropping everything. When I was kitting it up, somebody was like, what are you stitching with that? That's gorgeous. I was like, I know, it's beautiful. So this is what is called for, and then it had burlap. But like I said, burlap was showing up almost identical to the heirloom gold. And so I was like, meh. And even brown bear and heirloom gold are kind of close. They're slightly different. So then I pulled in this and I was like, okay, that looks pretty good. I don't know. We'll see. I need to get a little further in. It's only really had 2 little mini stitching sessions. And so what I'm doing is this bag holds 3 projects because they're all small ornaments, and then I'm keeping them in gallon-sized baggies. That's how I roll. All right, I had another start. This one has 3 starts in it. I love this chart. This is a With Thy Needle and Thread designed by Brenda Gervais. This is one I had to find, and I did find it at my LNS a while back. This is Souvenirs of the Heart, Home for Christmas. There is another one of these that I also have, which is Autumn in Amana. And I don't know if it's going to continue to be a series, but so far I'm really enjoying this. I am stitching this in mostly the called for. I did swap in a couple of DMCs, and I swapped a Weeks for a Classic Colorworks, and I swapped a Classic Colorworks that I thought I had. It's gone missing. It's in a project somewhere for a Victorian motto. And I am stitching this on a piece of 18 count Ada from Picture This Plus in sterling. And this is what I have so far. I have the snowy top of the house. And then this is the top of the chimney with like the little smoky stack going. And then this leads into the vining, which is where I'm headed next, to kind of set that in place so that it's easier to chart from that point forward. So the one that I swapped for Victorian Motto was Licorice Red, and ended up pulling Victorian Motto's Red Velvet, which is really pretty. And then I swapped out Weeks Dye Works Emerald for Classic Colorworks 4-leaf clover. I'm not going to go into my chitty chat about my dislike of Weeks Dye Works threads again. All right, so then today, so I just could not wait any longer because I was excited to try this. I do not have an image for this. I've actually messaged my local, this is my local LNS's 2019 ornament. It is a kit that they put together that comes with the flosses, which are DMC, comes with the linen, and it comes with the instructions and some pom-pom trim and finishing instructions. This is stitched on 28 count, and this is, it does not have, I don't think, what the linen is. Yeah, so the original chart was designed for 32 count linen 2/2. The model and what they used for the kit is 28 count 1/1. I was like, ooh, can I do it? Can I do it? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to at least try, because I'm just going to try. So I started this today, and can I say I am obsessed with the minusculeness of those incredibly tiny little stitches. That is a moon. It totally blew out the color of the fabric. It's a really pretty, it actually reminds me of a fabric that I got in for one of my Barbara Anna starts. That's Witchelt's Sea Lily. It may actually be the same fabric. I'm not 100% sure, but look at how tiny that is, and I'm loving it. And it is 1/1 with the most precious tiny little stitches. And this is actually a really good fabric to use. You can see how, one, it's super stiff. Now I did put it, you can even see, I did put it in my Q-snap. I'm more comfortable. I get cramps in my hands. But you can see the holes very easily. And so I got started on that today. And so far I'm loving it. So we'll see. That's going to have to be a good lighting stitch. And I don't know that it will always be that works so well. I actually have one other thing in here, but it's a planned start for Monday. I don't think I'll share that with you right now. But it's one that I got enabled to start by Michelle Bendy Stitchy. And I do link her channel below, because I love her videos. She has just this calmingness about her voice that I just super enjoy. That's good. I just spilled down the side of my cup. Oh well. All right, now let's bust out. I'm still in new starts, folks. All right, so let me see where we are. I had two Barbara Anna Mondays, projects that I started. Let me find my cover photos. Christmas Hair, which was from the 2018 Christmas Winter issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. This one is available through Creative Poppy for instant download. I think it's also available now maybe on 123 Stitch as a paper pattern. So super fun. I am not stitching this on the called for fabric, but I am stitching it on a very similar one. I am stitching this on Picture This Plus 18 count in Fathom. Oh my gosh, I'm having problems here, folks. And so that is what, that way blew out that fabric. That's a really pretty color, and it's doing it no justice. So I have most of my little riders. So this I think would maybe fall into the tiny rider sow category, because it is a small person riding on a big animal. And I love that Barbara Anna has a whole slew of them. All right, so I did get started on that. The other one that I started, let me find my image for that. I have all my images in here. I am stitching two of these, and I actually did start both. They count as one whip. These are the Liberty TEA. This was from the 2018 summer issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. If you do not know about that magazine, I'm not, like, magazines are hit or miss for me, but there's always at least one chart, if not many more, out of these that I love. And they do a digital subscription, and when I subscribed, I think it was the spring issue, I received a full year of back issues plus all of this year immediately for digital download. And that's where a lot of my Barbara Annas have come from, and I've just been compiling them to get started on. So I am going to be stitching the dog and the mouse. I have not yet determined if I will stitch the cat or not. I am not a cat person. I'm highly allergic to cats. I think cats are sweet and whatever as stuffed animals. So I may end up stitching it. I don't know. I for sure am going to start on these two. I am doing these on 18 count Picture This Plus in Fog. And I have the most pitiful of starts on both of them. So let me find the other one in here. I've kind of got a big old mess in here. So this is the puppy dog. And I literally, which way does he go? That way. I literally have, these are like, this is like his arm and part of his body. Is that right? I think so. So I've got a bit of start on him, on the puppy dog. And then I have a bit, and this is actually on my Q-snap because I worked on this a little bit at lunch. A little bit of a start on the mouse. And I am stitching this all in the called for DMC. I think it only calls for like 6 colors. And what I did is, and this is part of my haul, I'll show you in just a second, is this was my ill-fated attempt at a floss holder-y thing, bobbin holder. And so it needed some form or function. And so this is all of my colors for all the Barbara Annas that I'm starting. And they all are in here. And this actually lives, this was a, this is part of Stash, but we're going to show it. I needed a bigger bag because I've got all those projects in here. I have at least one Q-snap and then the floss holder. And so I got a 12 by 18 Garone Totten bag. This was one he had listed that has these cute witches on him. And I know they're witches. I'm not Halloween, but I was like, you know what? She's kind of Barbara Anna's vibe. Like kooky and quirky and whatever. And while I'm in here, this was not a new start, but I did work on it, and I feel like I need to show it now or I will forget later. So this was part of one of my whips. I did put a little bit more into, this is Autumn Keeper. I love her. And my needle just fell out, or the floss just came out of the needle. I think that's what happened. I love her. She's Augusta, the Autumn Keeper. Augusta is my name for her. And this is on 40 count Little Bunny from XJU Designs. And I love these tiny little stitches. I am doing this 1/2. I think I'm saying that right. Like 1 thread over two pieces of the fabric, 2 holes in the fabric. So I have gone ahead and spun for my other 2. I think I have 2 more. No, I have one either tomorrow or Sunday. I think it's tomorrow. I don't know. But the one I think I spun next is needlework. This is a freebie on her Facebook group. It's needlework. And then I have, I think, 2 more next week. But we'll chat a little bit more about that in plans. Although at this point, we've kind of already gone over it. Okay, so I'm still not done with whips. So I apologize. This one's going to be long. For Enchanted Stitching, I did put a little bit of time into my Prairie Schooler Christmas Tree Farm. This one is on a piece of 18 count Ada and Ice Princess from Under the Sea Fabrics. It lives in a pouch that I sewed with some wonky trees. I am doing a complete color conversion. If you have not gone back and watched any of my older videos, I don't think I'd worked on this since like September or early October, so you may not have seen it. So as you can see, the original is in true classic Prairie Schooler style, a red, 2 greens, and 3371, and a little bit of cream, and maybe a little bit of gold in those stars. I am doing 4 colors of greens, most of them variegated. The animals are in different colors. The truck is red. Each house is a different color. I have started a house in the top row in turquoise. So yeah, I love this piece. I had not pulled it out in a while, and I don't know why. So I'm trying to focus a little bit more on some of my Christmassy stitching things right now, and get some more time in them, because this one has, it's a fun stitch. It's actually rather quick. It looks intricate, but it's really not. All right, so then I put in some time also into my Al Forest Embroidery Pomegranate Quaker. I am stitching this with the flosses from Al Forest Embroidery. You can go on and purchase the floss pack on their website. This is on a piece of 14 count Ada. And 14 count is not something I really enjoy stitching on, but this is such a beautiful piece of fabric, and it's looking so amazing that I'm getting myself over that hurdle. This is Mystic Fabrics. You can find her on Facebook for her weekly fabric games. I know she's taking a couple weeks off from those. I think maybe she'll be back next Sunday to kind of get rid of anything she has left. And then she has a website as well. Her website is for her named fabrics. So this is one of her named fabrics. This is Mother Nature. And this is an opalescent Mother Nature. And I got in about 522 stitches into this main motif. This is the centermost motif. I love it. So what I think though I am going to do, I have decided, is instead of stitching this as one whole piece, I'm going to stitch each of these large ones. So there's what? 2, 4, 6, 8 of them as ornaments. And finish them as small ornaments. And I'm thinking that they would be gorgeous with some of that Lady Dot Creates chenille or pom-pom to finish them out. But I love it. And it's funny because when I posted this on Instagram, I said, I love it when your stitching is inadvertently Christmas. This isn't necessarily a Christmas chart, but because I am doing it on this fantastic green. And yeah, it's a little like funky and brown, but I love it. I love it. And so I will definitely be working more on this. I had thoughts to say bye-bye. I was just going to have it finished. Like this was going to be it and I would finish. And I was like, you know what? No, I really enjoy it. I just need to slow my roll and chill myself out. This is in a Diddly Daddle Designs in hand stitcher as well with these precious buffalo plaid animals. It has a buffalo plaid squirrel. So cute. So I hope she continues to make more of this size. It's such a great size. All right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here, folks. We got 2 more to share. All right, I put some more time. I keep saying that. I put some more time. I worked some more on my Ink Circles Rosetta. This is on a 20 count opal snert piece of fabric from Mystic Fabrics. I did just read a post on her Facebook that she is going to be taking a break from snert because she cannot get it to be consistent. I'm thankful I have a few pieces because it's by far my favorite. It is a very cool toned neutral. This lives in a So Much to Love pouch with the parish theme because this reminds me of stained glass windows. I am stitching this in a color conversion by myself of all Gentle Arts, my favorite colors. Each motif is different. The entire border is in cinders. And my grime guard is from Grown Totten Bags. This is the 11 by 11 on an 8 by 11 Q-snap. And it's, the pattern is tarot. I didn't know because I just saw it and I was like, it looks like stained glass windows. So there you go. And so I put in some more into this medallion. I will say this is off somehow. So this side had to be fudged a little bit. And then over here, it's a little close. But from here, you can't tell. And I'm not going to pull that out because I still love it. I am not perfect. I will never be perfect in my stitching. It's not about perfection. It's more the process than anything else for me. And just the joy of watching this project evolve. And so I'm not planning to pull that out anytime soon. All right, one more. This lives in my bat cardinal birds, Grown Totten Bags. This was an oops I got because the birds were stitched upside down on the front. I don't care. We have a bat bird thing in our house. And so I love it. And I love the bags. Love, 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 love. And this holds my Big Toe Designs Prince of Peace. This one is being stitched on a 36 count under the sea fabrics in autumn with 2 colors of Gentle Arts. One is the called for and one is a slightly different chosen one. And this also has an amazing plaid. I wish there was a bag that was this plaid. I'm going to try my eye spasm wink again. That was much better, wasn't it? I want a bag in this plaid. So I have not stitched on this every day. Shame on me. I wish I had. I did pull it out once this week and put in Wonderful. This lettering is fantastic. Now what I think I'm going to do though is finish out the lettering, and then when I get to this really intricate border work, where'd my cover photo go? When I get to this really intricate border work, I think I'm going to work block by block in the grayish green color and then go back in and fill in the red. I haven't fully fledged that out because I want to get all the letters done first. But this is one of those borders where I think it could make my brain go a little wonky. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. All right, so that's all the whips she wrote, friends. And my stitchy bug was back. I think it's funny that I was like at the beginning of the video, and somebody called me out on this. Rightly so. Because I was mad crazy when I said that my stitchy bug was gone. It was gone for for a day. And I somehow managed like 87 whips to show you last week. So I now have 87 more whips to show you this week. So plans. For Barbara Anna's starts, I know that before we speak again, I will be starting number 5 and number 6 of 10. It was 9, it's now 10. And that's a story in and of itself. I will be starting needlework, and I didn't show you the other one, but that's okay, but I'm going to be starting Funky Bird, which is so cool. I am starting a With Thy Needle and Thread by Brenda Gervais, designed by Brenda Gervais, Mary Hollyberries. I've been wanting to start that one since I finally acquired it. Actually, that's one that I talked to my LNS, and they ordered it for me, which is awesome. I am going to start a hands-on design called Deer Tier. It's just another small ornament. And then I am starting one that was an enablement by Michelle G. Bendy Stitchy, which is Plaid Tidings. So other plans, I need to FFO Noah's Welcome in Crocs. I have challenged myself with finishing page 1. You will notice a whip that is missing this week, and it's because it did not fit into a task. It does not mean that I don't plan to stitch on it this weekend. It just means I have not stitched on it since we chatted last. And that is Hoity Toity by Long Dog Samplers. It is my bop. It is my big, big bop. And I have challenged myself to get page 1 finished by 12/31. Well, then when I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what? I'm in New York from the 26th through the 30th. The last thing I'm going to want to do when I come back on the 30th, when we get back at 9 o'clock at night, is pull out Hoity Toity. And the 31st, I have like at least one start planned before the new year. So which means I need to have it finished, that one page finished by the 25th. So I charted out how many stitches it was, and I think that if I put in 100 stitches a day, I will more than have it finished by the 25th. I think, if I figured it out correctly. There's a lot of black left. That moves pretty fast. But then there's some other more intricate things. So I would like to have page 1 done by the end of the year, before I go to New York. I need to catch up on Stitchonomy. And then I will be starting Advent Candle Joy on Sunday. Tentatively, I have those starts. I know I have a Christmas Day start. And I know that I will starting on the 26th, I am starting the 12 Days of Christmas by Plum Street Samplers. I know that I have a December 31st start. I have 3 New Year new starts. I can't decide. One of them is Greatest Thy Faithfulness. I would not consider that a bop. But the other one that I would... Shame on me. I'm not going to share it until it comes in. I had the electronic chart, but the flosses are coming from 1-2-3 Stitch. I did go ahead and do as called for on that one. That is a bop. Because I need a bop on the head. And then I have my my fun project that I'm excited to start that goes along with the Calico Sampler. So that is also getting started. So let's chat. Stash. You saw my grown Totten bag that I got, my 12x18. I don't have much to share with you this week. I did from Stash Unload. I had a few things that I had ordered like a week or so ago, and they just finally came in. One of them was this cute little Summer House Stitchworks. I've not seen this one before. It's from their Postcards from the Heart. And this one is... I think it was called, Lark number 3. And so it has the chart for this cute bird cage, which I love, and this little bluish bird down here with the leaf. So I think those are cute little ornaments. I would love to, by next year, have a tree with just cross stitch ornaments on it. So that's kind of a little bit of a goal of mine. And I have, I think, enough things going for myself to be able to do that. All right, so from a seller on Stash Unload, she had a rather large piece, an 18 by 36 inch piece of 36 count white Edinburgh linen. And so I went ahead and grabbed that because, you know, I don't normally stitch on white, but I have at least one project that I'm thinking is charted on white, and I'm doing all the flosses on white, and I think it might look really awesome. From a seller, I purchased both of these. This one has the fabric and the called for DMC except for one. And this is by Little House Needleworks, and this is Snowy Pines. And I think that little bear is so cute. And those little pine trees and the little blue house. So I love this. It has some little beads in it too, or some little crystal-y beads. And so that is one that I would like to have as an ornament. It looks to be on some kind of like either 28 or I think it's 28 count, like natural linen. Came with that. And then she also had, I've been wanting this one, and I was like, okay, awesome. And she said it came with the flosses. So I was like, yes, this is a Plum Street Sampler Cereal Bowl Collection Sampler Lesson number 4, which says, be you to others kind and true as you would have others be to you, which I love that. It's kind of the golden rule. And it came with a floss card with the classic Colorworks and some of the chenille trim that it was finished with. And this is all you need. So I love that. I will need fabric, and it calls for R&R, an American chestnut. I don't think I've seen that one. So I'll find a 36 count that I have to do this on. That Victorian motto that I have could be really pretty. So I got that. I did get a few things from 123 Stitch. I got Noah's Christmas Arc 5. This one was on back order when I got 3, I think. So this one came in the mail. This is hyenas and sheep. Although I think these could even be like cheetahs. Although anyway, spotted leopards, hyenas. I love these flower fan things. And then over here too with the sheep. So glad to have that. I think I just ordered, I think with what I have, I think I just ordered 4 because I was alerted that it was back in stock, and I snatched it up because it's parrots and pandas, and that one's hard. That one sells out pretty quickly. I love the pandas. My daughter loves pandas also. And the parrots, the way they're charted, look kind of like cardinalese, like they're redbirds. So I'm excited about that. All right, so then I got some other things from 123. Oh, here we go. I got, this is Noah's Christmas Arc 6. This one came in. That one was the one that was out of stock. And it's ravens and deer. And I love that this one has the arc with the Santa Noah. And then the deers look like reindeers. I think that's so pretty. And then the top is like trees. So this was 6. This is 6. So the only one that I am missing that I have not shown you is 4. And that one is coming soon. I think it shipped today. Then they had a deal. This was part of their pre-Christmas bonanza, Christmas celebration thing. They had Lizzie Kate sampler claws on a super steel. So I went ahead and snagged it. I think this is super cute. I love him. It has both charts. Love it. So that will be probably stitched next year, not this year. And then I was enabled by watching a Priscilla and Chelsea. And she has been working on this Madame Chantilly Celebrate Christmas. So this was one I had an alert for to tell me when it was back in stock. I got an email. I went, snapped it up. And I didn't realize, because the picture's not super clear on, it's so cute. I love it. But I didn't see that it had, look. Can we? Joy. Has a joy mug. So I'm going to kit this up. This will be started before Christmas. I just think that's so cute. I know they have a Halloween one. I think Debbie at Creatively Yours is doing the Halloween one. I think when I watched one of your most recent videos, you had showed you were going to do that. So I'm excited. It calls for DMCs. I am going to look and see if I have any Victorian mottos, especially in the reds and greens to sub in. But I think, or even the gray, because it's kind of galvanized looking, like a galvanized tray. But I loved that. Had to have it. All right, so then I sucked myself into another. I saw this and I was like, so cute. This is another My Big Toe. I think this one's on sale right now. This is Christmas Pinkies 5. Christmas Pinkies 5. I love the joy. I mean, anything with joy I love because I feel like it's like made for me. I know it's not, but it could be. Joy, faith, love, and hope. And I think these are cute. They are charted in Gentle Arts. I will likely pull some of my massive stash of flosses. I actually went through and reorganized them on that day we didn't have power. I opened up the blinds in my craft room and used my husband's work light and got it going. All right, so this is the fabric that I got, and it does look very similar to what I'm working on that ornament with. This is for one of my Barbara Anna starts. So this is 32 count Sea Lily. This is what is called for in that chart. So I went ahead and snagged that. And then Erin made me buy it. 2 martinis to sure she enabled me. I've been wanting like a monthly piece, and I love watching her work through these. One of them was on sale. Maybe both of them were. So I went ahead and got January, February of the Lizzie Kate's yearbook. So cute. And while I was at it, I got March and April. And I think these are fun. I will start January in January. And so maybe by 2021, I will have all of them done. All right, I got one more thing to show. We are over an hour, folks. But it is okay. All right, so know her, love her. I don't know her, but I know of her on her site. Trisha Threads Entwined made a post and said, hey, I used to make project bags for knitters, and I have a bunch of fabric cut. Would anybody interested? And everybody's like, yes. So I've been kind of watching to see which one she posted. Oh my gosh. Sombre stitches. She got one with menorahs on it that was so cute. So cute. Love it. Oh, and if you're not watching her, watch her. Linked below. In my Flosstubers I Love to watch. 2 Martini Stitcher Erin is also always linked because I watch her all the time. Debbie at Creatively Yours I watch. She's linked below. I will put Priscilla and Chelsea below, although everybody kind of knows them. And like me shouting them out, I'm nothing compared to their like mega status. They're amazing. So she posted this one and I was like, yes, because one of my one of my starts on the 31st is the Prairie Schoolers Prairie Birds collection. I'm going to be stitching, I think there's 10 of them. I'm stitching all 10 of them. And this is a American Goldfinch project bag. How cute is that? So cute. And then the inside has coordinating fabric that says American Goldfinch. It's got a real good sturdiness to it. A yellow zipper. And then look at this pretty marble glass bead that like coordinates perfectly. These are going to be, so she has her old label, which says Cabin Creek. I know that she has decided to put these on an Etsy shop, sell them on an Etsy shop. I cannot remember what name she said they were going to be under. So I will search that for that post on Instagram and I will link it below. So with that, I think I've shared everything I've needed. I've rambled on again. Oh, a lot of you have said you want to see a whip parade. I will for sure do a whip parade. It will be on December 31st. I cannot wrap my head around it before then. And I will include my New Year, New Start, and I will show you those in that whip parade. So watch for that. I will not have a video on December the 27th because we will be in New York City. I hope to have maybe some footage to show in my video on the 31st, or actually maybe the 2nd. So here's the thing. Normal video next Friday. Video on I'm debating. I would love to do a video on Christmas. We'll see. Because that would be on whatever day Christmas is on. I think it's a Wednesday. Because then we leave on the 26th. It will depend if I'm ready to leave town early in the morning on the 26th, whether I do a video or not. It may be that the next video you see from me will be a whip parade. And I think that's what's going to probably end up happening. Is you will see a video on the 20th, a whip parade on the 31st, and then normal Flosstube catch up on the 2nd. Maybe. I don't know if that makes sense. We'll see. It is what it is. And it may be the 2nd. It's whatever that next Friday would be. And then we'll be back on normal schedule. We're in the 30s. I'm excited. My fierce friend Raquel at Mrs. Sadas Silks has said she is going to be sending me a goodie to share with y'all. So when that comes in, we will do a goodie sharing thing. To those 3 lovely folks who won the giveaways today, that was Christina Farrington, Blue Bonnets and Whiskey Kristen. If I'm wrong, please slap me virtually. Say like this. Give me that emoji. If I'm wrong on your name, I apologize if I am. And Sarah K Stitches. I'm going to be reaching out to you. So with that, I think I am finished. I think I have rambled and blambled enough. Remember the word of the day today is bonkers. So this video, bonkers it is. With that, I will leave you until next week. I hope you have a happy week of stitching. I hope you find something that fills you with joy as much as you and your comments fill me with joy. And until we chat again, bye friends.